Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Control. So we're doing things a little bit differently than before up until this point as far as testing out how to use both the 2080 RTX video card and a 970 GTX video card, one being much older. So now I'm having my open broadcast software use that second video card to do the encoding, giving more of the graphics processing power to the game itself, to just rendering the graphics. In theory, maybe that's better, maybe that's worse. It also, however, uh, came to light that if I am going to do other kinds of streams where I have a secondary monitor and I want to show what's on the secondary monitor, you can't do that in OBS when you have the secondary monitor displaying via the secondary graphics card. So now I have both of my monitors right now coming out through the two display ports on the 2080, which that might in fact turn it into a bit of a loss in processing power. And quite frankly, I think in most cases I will disable the secondary monitor as I used to and when playing a full screen AAA game, and just let all the processing power happen there. The only thing that I have observed so far is a possibility of there's a lot of fans in my computer now. With the new video card, it added 3 new fans. With the new power supply, it added or replaced a different kind of fan that was smaller, and so when I was live streaming Hearthstone earlier today, it got a little noisy. Not super noisy, just a lot of noise. That doesn't have anything to do with the game, just in case. I just want to throw those out first of all. It is to Control's credit that it didn't crash for all the graphics changes I made, moving monitors around, plugging cords in and out. Normally games crash or have trouble with that. As far as I could tell, that didn't happen. I was fully able to come back to this game as it was just paused and exit out, and then I wanted to exit back to the menu. Speaking of the menu, I feel like this Control logo is rendered even lower than 720p because this diagonal looks pretty draggy. That might just be that 720p being upscaled poorly to 1080p, but that definitely doesn't look smooth. If you zoom in really close and look at the edges of this press enter button, there's some jagginess too. I'm sure there's some jagginess in the circles and the curves, whereas a straight line should be a straight line always. It's kind of a simplistic logo, but I guess that doesn't really matter too much about the game. You could have rendered this better. Let's hop into the game and continue. We should, by all means, I think, just load into this. I guess compared to Doom 2016, which had some load screens that were just completely black, at the very least, Control has its spinning logo. So I'm spinning around here just trying to see if it'll take it a little bit of time to load in graphics textures. It might not do anything until I start moving towards things. What's weird is I have seen some reflections in other games that are much older that seem like they look better than this game, and this game still definitely looks really, really dark in places. So there's some weirdness. Remember to wash your hands, but don't use soap because we don't have any soap in this game. Alright, where are we now? We've got mods, more to look at. We'll deal with those later. We're going to the containment chamber to find our brother and move the main story along, which is in the Pantacom containment, which would just be a whole new level we haven't even been at. The other missions we have, just to remind myself, are kill 1 Hiss Trooper, kill 5 with the service weapon in a charge mode, which apparently I don't have, or kill mold hosts, which we might run into and we might not. This maintenance quest for 15 minutes from now, we'll run out to go to the power plant and kill those people, is uninteresting to me. This quest is very possibly something we'll never do, and then this quest is like a side quest that we can see if we can find her, but really I'm not super motivated to even do the secondary quest, let alone the 3rd or 4th quests in the game. Still think it's very, very weird that the pictures changed in such a way that her outfit looks really professional when that's not what she's wearing, and even her hairstyle is a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit at a different angle. I like the reflections. I like the ray tracing idea. You can stand back this far and see a infinite light source just reflecting. I guess that is supposed to be reflected. Actually, there's no reason why that should happen that way. That's weird. So there's clearly some kind of fake mirror inside mirror technology that's being implemented here, because there's no real reflective surface or mirror on this side that would explain why the glass on this side would cause it to look like that, where there's a light and then another light and then another light. Now, of course, since we're going to be using the elevator, we're then going to go right into another loading section. So we've been to these two, we've been to this, we've been to this. We could easily be 3/4 of the way done with the game. Yeah. Loading and saving is still a bit of an issue. I think part of the problem is the order in which that just had us save, because it had us load some, then save some, then load some more. That doesn't make any sense. It should have saved immediately, and you can see the game just saved again for no reason. So there's a lack of logic.
Containment sector. Panopticon. Altered items. Maximum security prison. Dangerous.
So there's this one thing that's been talked about a lot that I still have yet to see, and I'm surprised it's so far into the game. We can hear the hiss talking, and we can see some different pictures than what the rest of the building is really shown. It's almost as if this was the original building and the building got bigger. I did want to mention on the control logo that it did seem like it was trying to imply that the building was kind of a T-shaped building. Not that that really means anything. It is just kind of a generic logo. You can see the black triangle. I bet there's probably a lot of symbolism that they tried to put in this. No, not really. I don't see anything else too weird. And then that's a weird sound effect for chairs. That sounds like you're knocking glasses over, not chairs. And I don't think that's supposed to be a item. So that probably wasn't everybody. Alright. What in the world was that? Like, what in the world just happened there? That it could do such a massive amount of damage. I don't think I'm actually... I don't think I can actually shoot these guys out through their glass. See, the problem now is I've killed everything over there, so I can't even think about trying to pick up any... Yeah, I can't even think about picking up health until I kill something that's maybe somewhat closer. I keep hitting the ceiling, so I can't kill this. Man, there's so much fog going on right now. Man, you really are just doomed. Even with the Pierce. Pierce was helping things out, but you get one bad hit. And my health is at maximum. I don't see how you can't say this game needs to be patched. Like, it so obviously needs that patch. To lower the difficulty if you want that, but also just to, in any way... like to any way deal with seriously. Like, this is all you can do. Is just hope that you can grab a little bit of health and maybe convince somebody to run away with you. And yet he's hitting me over in areas I can't even see. So how am I supposed to even defend myself when I can't see where the guy is? I need energy to maybe run over here and grab some more health. Does it make full sense that the most strongest containment area would be the area that would also be full of the strongest enemies? Like, how does that really make sense? Like, wouldn't this be where the weakest enemies would be? Ah, and I just couldn't get a charged shot off fast enough. Okay, yes, I can hit the B button and evade. I've been very bad about learning how to use evade. That would help me a little bit. Not as much as I think the game thinks it would. I'm getting close to the point where we're gonna run into somebody charged. Unless these guys are just not gonna spawn now, and the game has finally triggered its pity attacks. Seriously. I can't even get down this hallway. Just... like, I'm better off trying to throw things than I am trying to shoot things, just because of the way the launch manages to lock in things. Yeah, I have, like, no chance. So I don't know how that isn't probably just a pity code that kicked in there. It feels like they totally let me win. Here we've got some different offices. It's weird to only see these offices now, because the previous Remedy game had time travel in it. I feel like they felt a need not to do that again, where frankly if you had gone to different offices on different floors and they all looked like they were decades apart, that might have been interesting visual thematic storytelling. Although quite frankly, if you've worked at some jobs, it's not uncommon for there to be equipment that looks like it's 20-30 years old. So that might not be much of an indication of anything. We are trying to find the panatopic, which is probably the most difficult thing to reach. And I feel like this was another section that specifically was shown during a trailer. There's a lot more people floating around here than anywhere else. Also, there's someone floating upside down, which I think they probably spent some extra effort to do that. I imagine they hand coded every single person to float in a certain way. Where are we supposed to be going? I guess going up here just is a slightly higher floor. And so logistics is the only option. I can't imagine how getting up here would have improved that fight. Yeah, a lot of this design boils down to, yeah, it's something, but it's something for nothing. At the end of the hallway, all this animation, all this work to make this second floor, and all that's there is a collectible that really shouldn't even exist. Let's see, certificate of recognition. I wish I could zoom in a little bit more and read what that said.
Reminder, this week, any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will result in termination and possible bodily harm. Thank you for your attention.
Interesting. I wonder if there's some kind of system like that in spy organizations where the paper turns different colors to show that it... No, I don't think there would be a reason for that, because there's already chemicals you can put on paper that would make it go completely black. So if you were giving something out that should only exist for a short amount of time, which is kind of at that point counterintuitive of it being printed in the first place, you could put chemicals on it just to make it go black after a certain amount of time. I'm fairly certain that exists. Alright, so here we have an energy recovery speed of 32 versus an energy recovery speed of 19. So yeah, I screwed that up. Let's destroy that so we don't make the same mistake. This is a health plus 20%, where this is health plus 29%. This is almost certainly better than what we have. 16 for the launch energy cost versus a 14 for the launch energy cost. That's not really much of a difference. Over here we have evade cost 14 versus evade cost 14, so we can disenchant that or turn the dust out. I'm thinking Hearthstone here. Energy 6% versus energy 9%. We'll get rid of that. As far as weapon mods in the Pierce, we have accuracy increase or reload speed at 21%, where this would be a rate of fire of 23%. I'm gonna equip the spin with a reload speed and try that. As far as assets, apparently this is the first time we've collected any remote thoughts material, so they did just unlock something new. And as far as it seems, there possibly will be a door that appears right... Nope, it's not even that. So it is between these two doors. So we probably are going to have a big fight since we run in here. I guess I need to take people over more. See, this is kind of the problem, is this whole game only really works if you play along with it. And if you don't play along with it and do all of its mechanics, then I don't think you have much of a chance of survival. There we go. So this looks like this might be a cleanse area. But can I cleanse things as they are, or Or do you have to actually kill people first? Yeah, I don't think I can cleanse it until the room is empty. Now I can cleanse it, now that the music stopped. And since I don't want to get attacked by anything, I'm going to immediately cleanse it without even really looking at the room and seeing its messed up design. I would say the cubes turning into more cubes transformation there is not the best. Not really what I'd like to see. It would have made a lot more sense if there were, say, thorns, vines, tentacles, something fleshy, something animal, something grotesque, something along that line that the walls were made out of, instead of it just being being more cubes and more brutalism. Boy, that texture does not look good. Like we're even getting pop-in. Interesting. There's inside the emergency kit items. Talk about a weird way to program things. Why would you do that? Why would you have more textures and more 3D models in your game than what you needed? I have no idea where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. Seriously? So you walk out of a room and then all of a sudden you're back into a fight. Can't you give me at least a bit of a break here? Interesting. That one doesn't open. I'm seeing screen tearing, by the way. It would be really, really hard to tell, but I kind of feel like the way I've set things up now have made the graphics a little bit worse. This is so bad. Oh man. And I've only stopped playing for like less than 12 hours was the last time I played. So it's not like I'm not warmed up crazy amounts. It's just bad difficulty balance. Really, really bad difficulty balance. So I guess if I'm careful now and I don't leave this room, then I can look around, which is what I was trying to do. Here we can see either transport lines or ley lines would be my guess. My guess is transport lines. Little bits of green, which one would assume means good, but then there's a lot of red around here, so it might be a case of them having agents in these areas. We had heard that they used a object called the jukebox to transport themselves somewhere. What I'm looking for on the map is a city called Ordinary, and I don't see a city called Ordinary. on this map. So I have no idea where ordinary would be. There's a small area over on that side, but if I go that way, I assume I'm going to start a new fight. So I want to try to be careful about where I go, what I look at. Here's just a storage room, I guess. We haven't seen a lot of janitor's closets, so if you were gonna play that thought all the way through, with the janitor being an important character, you could have had janitor's closets. Seriously, they've spawned. I can hear it, and and this door is gone, so that's weird. Like, I've never seen a door knocked down before, particularly after respawn. Why is this picture so important?
Anyone's there, I could really use a hand.
Alright. This might be that
Someone
sequence.
needs help over there.
This might be that sequence that everybody talked about.
Sounds like there's a man down.
Alright. No, it's not even that sequence.
I'm here. What happened to you?
I got in a little scrap. Name's Horowitz.
Is he gonna be okay?
Don't look at me like that. I'm fine.
Why is it saving in the
Wells
middle
is
of a
still in there. You
conversation?
gotta get him out.
Who's Wells?
My squad mate. We were hunting a runaway altered item. We followed it down into the clocks.
The clocks.
A threshold. The Bureau sealed it up years back because of all the clocks. We followed the altered item inside, but the way it was acting, we weren't ready. Me and Wells were the only ones to make it to the motel court. He was right behind me, but he never showed up on this side.
I'll go find him. But first, you need to get to a medic.
Wells is the medic. Please, you gotta get him out of there. I'll be fine, really. Rube
Well,
can patch me
call
up
a
later.
different medic.
Fine. But I'll be back for you.
I damn well hope so. Just
Boy, is
get
this
the motel
zoomed
court
out.
there. It should get you into the clocks.
Boy, does
Sorry.
this cutscene
The
feel
threshold.
different than all the other cutscenes. Like, the whole game would have been better, frankly, if that was the case. And everything was a bit more zoomed out. So we're now doing a matter of time, which means go to the Ocean View Motel. Which I assume that the Ocean View Motel is not going to have a cord in this section. No, they want me to pull this. Before I go, let's just take a moment to run around and make funny sounds and just try and collect things. It would be kind of nice if collecting things did something. You know? Gave you some experience. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. And there's just so much of this. So much of an empty building. It feels to me what I expect playing the, what is that game? The one with all the money that had a virus on it. It was a looter shooter for multiple people. Well, actually this feels a lot like what I think Destiny would feel like, but also it feels a lot like what I feel like a lot of these games would feel like. It's just big open areas that... Here, I'm gonna go ahead and open that door just for my own safety. Is it 1, 2, 3 pull? No, I don't think that's the case at all. So this is the third time we've been here. So what? We're gonna run into another puzzle. And we get an alert for one of the attacks that randomly generate. And I guess we have to just wait for it to decide to disappear. It would, if we could figure out which ocean this is an ocean view of hotel, if that might explain something. But there's a poster for Nevada and Texas, so, and there's a clock now on the table. And I hear somebody laughing creepily. I don't know how much of a puzzle this could be. So that moved time forward from, I think, noon to 3:35. These lights are different. Like, I don't feel like these infrared looking lights were here before. So the hotel looks different. Right. So am I trying to get it at the right time? Because that would be really hard. Well, it seems like it did it automatically. Alright. Next one is 4:15. This feels like it's setting you up for a jump scare. Alright. 4:15, was that the right time? No, it was 6:15. Yeah. We got a ding out of that, so we were close enough. I wasn't anywhere actually close, so that this is like really, really loose on the time. And now it wants about 9:22. In previous instances, there's been a key in this third room, so we'll see about that. I could have done that really quick, actually, if I just hit B faster. So I'm guessing this is really, really generous, and it just gives you, if you've got the hour right, that's good enough. And it feels like there's more of these lights now. And the key is sitting there on the counter. But I'm not picking up the clock or taking it with me, so there's some weirdness there. Also, by the way, I can't pull the chain because I have the key. I have to pull this chain. And this, you can see a picture of me. So I feel like at least one person in
This Wells guy can't be far.
in this development of this game wanted this to be a horror game, or at least have some horror elements. There's a lot of doors that are closed, and natural light looks like it's coming from somewhere. Well, all the doors are closed, so down we go. And it'll be questionable whether we can get back up. This is apparently some part of the building that was just completely abandoned and shut off, although all the lights seem to imply different things.
Those must be the clocks he was talking about.
And so I guess maybe we're going to... It's weird that... Are we in the oldest house, or are we in some other environment? Are we in an abandoned part of the oldest house? Or what? Right, we've got clearly somebody else still around. Honestly, just tapping the right bump button works as well as actually fighting. Here's the guy. So we found him, but we've got to figure out where that last person is. So I guess, yeah, this was just a area of the oldest house that they're shutting off. This will be interesting to see what happens when we control everybody. So I just controlled that guy, and now I can just cleanse this area. So does that guy now get turned back to normal? Nope. He blows up. Well, that's a shame. But the game, I think, would fall apart if there was actually a legitimate way to save people. So, yeah, why would they leave a control point? Is, like, how could you abandon a control point even if you wanted to, because there's a bunch of clocks appearing? And I guess they just have to. I don't think I've got any points as far as abilities to use. So, and I don't think there's anything too much around these areas. We'll just talk to this guy.
Are you Wells?
Here's another one
Your
of those
friend
zoomed
asked
out
me to come looking
cutscenes.
for you.
That must be Horowitz. Glad he got out. I stayed back to help the others. Did a shit job of it, clearly.
You tried. That's enough. Horowitz needs your help now. How do we get out of here?
We should head back through the threshold. We can look for other survivors as we go.
We better hurry. Which way?
Just follow the blood.
So it took away
Let's
my
go.
gun to have that conversation, and now we've got a fellow companion. This clearly was an experiment that they wanted to do, is to see how this game would feel if you had companion people with you the whole time. That's a level 9 security clearance. I hope I don't see that anywhere else. That would be super annoying. Here's some standard, like, search and rescue information that I don't
What's with the
remember what it
clocks?
means, but it means a lot.
Threshold effect. This used to be a regular office wing before the threshold manifested. The forces at play in there got a hold of someone's old clock and started duplicating it. Now the office is abandoned and its clock's all the way down.
This sounds like this might be an audio video. Like, there might be some audio clues inside this video. But you might have to turn it up or something. Yeah. Turn it up or do some kind of frequency analysis on this. Notice that he's not wanting to move forward, so they clearly want you to watch this. This also might be a video that's like 20 minutes long. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So there's a drawing of the oldest house as a straight up building that apparently is bigger than any other building in Manhattan by far. Much wider, much taller. Then maybe some codes on the wall. Yeah, it seems like they're not doing anything. Interesting, and as soon as I stopped watching, it stopped playing. So, was that a coincidence, or? I'm not really running into super difficult people right now, so we'll just make them. Seriously. Man, it feels laggy even loading and charging up the weapon. He's just throwing grenades like crazy. I need to be way more grenade proof than I am. I'm hoping I didn't lose an opportunity to increase my defenses somehow. Yeah, I think, yeah, the top is the date, the number of survivors versus deads. This is supposed to be the group that searched, and I don't know what the bottom part. I don't know what the bottom part is supposed to be. And frankly, that code might be different, used differently depending on whether you're in like a hurricane versus a Bureau of Control environment. So there's definitely something up there. And I guess they want me to go around and open that. Alright, is there any collectible I missed? Even turning.
So, you came down here for an altered item?
The anchor, yeah. Langston said it'd be a simple item retrieval. But the power of that thing had, I've never seen anything like it.
Interesting. I hope I collect it, and that's the final item. Yeah, but turning two guys towards my side of the fight still did not do enough to defeat that powerful guy. Alright, so I guess this will just open the door.
Thanks.
And I want to get over there.
That's O'Neill. Shit. Nothing else got out.
How am I supposed to get through this door? Like there's literally a wall on every side. Yeah, you're not gonna crouch down through that. And there was no way to jump through the ceiling. So did they just put a radio over here to drive me crazy? Or did they do that so I could then... well, there's no way to put it down though. And see, now it's all broken. So I can't play the music now, even if I wanted to. So I feel like they tripped me up there. The anchor duplicates clocks. I see hiss over there. I see more tents. Like, how long were they planning on being in this area? If they brought so much equipment and so much tents. These guys are just kind of spawning all over the place. These flying in the air guys. We'll see how useful they are. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take some shields and try to grab some health. This is not going to work out well for me, so I'm going to dash this way. Seriously? Don't die. I'm just gonna see if I can get down and hit the very base of it and shoot it in that way. This guy is super powerful. Even the Pierce is taking multiple hits to try and kill it all. It's intentionally moving out of the way. Need health terribly. And we're in a bad position. And the shelter won't open. And we're in a dark bathroom, which I can't see anything in this room. Like, nothing at all. I'm having trouble even trying to find my way out of the room. But yeah, there wouldn't be food or energy or health in those anyways. Okay, that slightly fixes our health problem for the moment. Can't do anything with the generator. I'm gonna come back and look in these bathrooms and see if I can see something now. No, it's just so dark. Why is this game so dark? This is no way to show off ray tracing. If every game going forward that has ray tracing in it is gonna be this dark, I don't want ray tracing in my life. Just put it simple. How do you get up now to this next floor? I guess this way. It takes too long. It takes too long to transform these guys. I suppose I could use a personal mod to try and reduce the amount of time it takes to transform them. Was that the last of them? And both the character and me personally put out a sigh of relief. These encounters are not balanced. They're not good experiences. Not what I want. Not something I would find enjoyable. They feel just frustrating. By the way, where are we? Wow. Okay, so all of this is on the map. It's just in a sealed section. I thought this was going to be its own side area that wouldn't have been shown on the map at all. Alright.
That safe room is where the otherworldly cornered us. We sealed the door on the way out. We couldn't let it get out into the bureau.
I'll need to come deal with that altered item later. If I open the safe room now, Wells could get hurt.
So we're just not getting that altered item. Well, that's disappointing, and I'm afraid that we may run into that a lot. Where we just have the effects of an altered item, but not the ability to collect an altered item. Alright, look at all these clocks. I guess there is a major danger here. There could be plenty of dead bodies. What's interesting is most definitely not all of these clocks are physical. Like, a lot of these have no physics enabled on them. They will always be in place, but there's definitely some that you could pick up and throw.
When it was clear we couldn't contain the altered item, Horowitz ordered a retreat. We got out, but Hiss were waiting for us. I took Horowitz to the motel court and went back for the others.
Let's see.
That was brave of you.
I'm the medic. It's my job.
Here's a nicely lit bathroom. Not that there's anything in them. Even finding small pickups in the bathrooms are so rare that it's not worth the effort. Am I supposed to claim this control point? I guess I am. Let's see. We have some more upgrades we could do now. Upgrade to spin. I don't think we've ever even used shatter. So let's upgrade spin. And clearly there's another upgrade to every gun. And we're short on everything as far as upgrading anything else. And upgrading our construction level doesn't ever seem like a smart move. Now board countermeasures. We got this, so we can collect that reward. And even the button flow on collecting the reward is weird because you have to hold down X and then hit A to accept for no reason, because I really don't want to look at what the mod is. It's not even giving me the full information. Kill enemies in the executive sector. Kill enemies in the maintenance sector. I'm going to take the maintenance quest right now, but honestly, I'm not sure we're going to do any of those. And we're still just trying to get points to unlock the next thing. There's... let's see. This animation. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this is a side quest and how much of this is a required storyline quest. And I'm not sure if this is going to turn into a maintenance sector shortcut and we end up in a completely different area or what. Look, there's this redness here, as if there's something inside this panel. Maybe that's a control point. Looks like somebody spent some time trying to make that look nice for no reason. And see, we walk through here and I'm not sure if we're gonna just run into a shift in the building. The oldest house really hasn't shifted much. Where's our guy? Back there? He's clearly immortal. He's never going to get killed until the game wants to storyline kill him. Yeah, the oldest house has not shifted anywhere as much as it probably should, particularly if it kind of seems to know that it's being used to contain objects, and in this case a bunch of clocks are showing up. Why does the security team have to close off these areas when the shifting house itself could probably close off these areas? Oh yeah, by the way, while we're at this and thinking about this. Accuracy increase, or rate of fire increase, or damage increase. Let's see. We have an accuracy increase of 6% versus an accuracy increase of 13%, so we can get rid of that first of all. And rate of fire increase, I guess, is what we want. And shatter is the shotgun. Yeah, I've completely forgotten what shatter even is, because we use that so little. I can't imagine actually using shatter and succeeding. I'm barely succeeding on these items. There's another level 9 security clearance. This guy better give me his security card at the end of this mission. Like, there better never be a level 9 door that I see again, because that would be super annoying.
Come on. The motel court is on the other side of logistics. Horowitz should still be there.
Why do we have to use the motel cord? Where are we? Yeah, we just came in through logistics, so this is that area that I walked into and started a fight. And so let's take our sweet time and make this worth it. If I am gonna have to walk through this area, might as well collect everything. I don't feel like this is the greatest way to tell this mission. I felt it would have been so much better, I think, if we had just been in a different location in total. And then we transferred via the motel cord back, instead of just using the motel cord to effectively move me from one part of the map to the other part of the map. Am I ready for that? Just trying to make sure there's no collectibles anywhere. Meet Wells at the control point. So it walks through this area, it's perfectly fine. Are you following? Or am I talking to you?
Let's go.
I expect that there was supposed to be a fight here, and I've already done that fight. See, he goes through that door that was already open.
Hold on. Something's wrong with him.
Shit.
The hiss took him over.
Horowitz. Oh God, no. You hiss, motherfucker!
That's not working. This is a straight up boss. I can't hit this guy that easily. I missed most of that shot. So it makes a little bit of sense to try this fight. No, that's not what I mean to say. I mean to say that this actually is good storytelling. Trying to save somebody and yet failing. It's definitely a higher level of storytelling than we've seen for anything else. Everything else has been generic and straightforward. Let's see.
I'm sorry about your friend.
Thanks. And thanks for coming to get me. Horowitz's HRA must have been damaged in the threshold. Guy never put himself first. At least the anchor altered item is still locked away down in the clocks. I hope it rots down there.
That altered item needs to be dealt with before it hurts anyone else. I should go back down and contain it.
Head to the executive sector, Wells. They could use a medic.
Thank you, Director. I'll go see what good I can do there.
So yeah, that's fine. And then we have this new mission, enemy within, to deal with the altered item. Interesting, this box isn't open, but I can't do anything with it. Well, yeah, that was oddly better storytelling than what I had seen before. And it would be interesting to go back to the motel and see what that does. Map-wise, we've... I don't know if it would be worth the effort, though, to actually transfer that way, when we could just go to the fast travel location and fast travel instead of going through the motel a second time. Apparently we hit an area called the turntable. I don't recall seeing that. And clearly there's a lot more areas that we're going to have to deal with when we try to deal with find our brother. Let's see where we are on items. Got more items to say. I don't know what else to really say about that. See, we have a reload here of 15 versus a reload speed of 10, so we can toss that one. We have here a zoom of 11% versus 15%, so we can get rid of that. And we have recoil 12%, 16%, 17%, so we can get rid of 2 of the recoils. Like, they kind of want us to use the shatter. We have a projectile fire plus 4 versus a projectile fire plus 2, so we can get rid of that. We have recoil 8% versus recoil 11%, so we can get rid of that. And then this one is recoil 17%, so we can get rid of that. And this is recoil 9%, so we can get rid of that. Is this symbol anywhere? Twice? There's a whole bunch of symbols here. They definitely paid an artist to make all these little logos. And you kind of don't need that instant recognition, and you won't get it because you won't play this game enough to recognize that this logo means damage while low health. So it's wasted energy. When you could have just had something that was more simplistic. You could have had mods specifically for everything, mods versus for specific guns having a slightly different logo. Use several different ways. I suppose you could change things there. This is fire rate 23%, where this is fire rate 15%. So we'll get rid of that one too. And now we have some personal mods. Let's see. This is energy 8% versus a level 5 absolute item of energy of 15%, versus launch energy cost is minus 16%. Well, I'm going to go ahead and equip this. By the way, Epic Games don't have achievements, so anything I've done up until this point, which wasn't a lot, but there was definitely some stuff I thought about doing that may have gotten me an achievement. There aren't any. They do not exist on Epic Games. Unfortunately, this is not a game interesting enough that I would want to play it a second time on Steam at this rate. Like, I'm really not seeing anything here that would make me want to play it a second time. So, if I was going to having the ability to get achievements and try to 100% achievement this game, which probably would require killing a lot of repetitive enemies, almost certainly to give an achievement that says kill 1,000 of this type of hiss enemy, kill 1,000 of this type of hiss enemy over and over again. But even if I was going to try to do that, I'd have to like the game first. And here's a new one. Pause now if you want to read. Let's see. I wish there was an easier way to filter through all of these. Yeah, there was like one record, it seemed like, that was new. Here's a new one. Pause now if you want to read that. Pause now. Pause now. This is a new altered item. Pause now. I assume if we find a case file about an altered item, that won't be an item we collect. I don't know. I think the anchor does have a good chance of being the last item that we need to get. And that'll be the end of collecting altered items. Where, honestly, if they had, instead of having weapon mods, just had random altered items that drastically changed how your weapons worked, that would be a lot more interesting. But then you would have to have a lot more items. But that does also kind of boil down to the idea that they spent their energy in the wrong places. It seems likely that there's at least one more of these trench videos. I could imagine 2 more board videos too, and that feels pretty much like all we will see. Well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.